Hey guys, welcome back to the Reality Theory. Appreciate you all watching our videos, checking everything out. We've been having a blast doing this stuff, and we're going to continue to do it. So check out all of our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that bullshit, and like and subscribe, all that fun stuff.
Please.
Yeah, please
We're getting
do.
tired of asking.
We're not tired of asking. I mean,
No, I know, I'm just joking around, but
we do.
I kind of am getting tired of it.
Well, it seems like we're getting tired of it because
Yeah.
we say it at the beginning and end of every video,
Yeah.
but we kind of have to just so that people will remember, because if you're anything like me and you forget what you did 5 minutes ago, then you need the reminder. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I get asked at work, hey, what'd you have for dinner?
yeah. Fuck, I don't know.
I can't remember. I can't remember what I did at work that day.
I don't know, but it made a turd.
Yeah, exactly. It felt good.
But no, it seems like we get tired of, or you seem like you're tired of it because we're doing it every time.
Yeah, so to me,
But-
and at the same time, I'm not really tired of it.
I don't give a shit if you're tired of it or not.
Well, okay. It's like good.
But yeah, anyways, do all that.
Yeah. I'm not as tired as when I used to drive you to work
Hey, well, yeah.
and wake your ass up in a drunken stupor.
Hey, I was.
Hey, we got work to do. Oh, okay.
What?
On those old egg crate mattresses.
Oh God. Hey, but those are some of the best naps ever. If you ever get a chance,
To fall asleep in a hospital
ever
in a
get a
storeroom.
if you ever get a chance to fall asleep in a hospital storeroom, grab you an egg crate, put it on that cold ass linoleum floor, and it'll be the best nap you've ever had in your life. I promise.
Especially when someone else is doing all the work.
Yes, especially when you're hungover. That's part of the key to getting the good nap. You have to be hungover.
Well, that was only on the weekends when I had to pick you. Well, no, I picked you up on the weekdays too, but you were, I mean, you had to work on the weekdays because everyone was there.
I couldn't nap during the weekdays
Yeah.
because the bosses were there.
Yeah. And they were pretty cool. I mean, what was his name? Randy.
Yeah.
He was one of the coolest bosses ever. I mean,
No, by far.
you could squat and shit on his desk in front of him. He'd be like, "Come on, man, just go work, do some work." I mean, you couldn't piss that guy off.
No, the people that
He was
worked there,
incredible.
our bosses and our coworkers there were some of the best,
Except for one.
except for one, who will remain nameless. But no, they were some of the best people to work with. We had a blast, man. It was so much fun. I miss those days.
Oh, yeah.
those days, but it was definitely
sure.
definitely a lot of fun. But
Yeah.
they were all. I mean, but if it wasn't for that, the one who will remain nameless, if it wasn't for him, I don't know that. I mean, it would still be fun, but it definitely made things more interesting for sure.
Oh, for sure, yeah,
You know.
definitely. I mean, with his little S10 Extreme with the V8 in it. We're really?
Hey man, it's got a small block in it. Okay. Since when did they start calling 4-cylinders small blocks?
Maybe a Lego block. I think that was as big as it was.
Hey man, but Dale Jr. man, he drove the same thing, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure. But yeah. Anyway, it was that was
That
one-
was the hospital I told you. Remember, I called you that day because I saw something in there
yeah.
and it scared the living shit out of me.
No,
Because that place was. I mean, even everyone that worked there said that place was haunted
no. Let me tell you.
for
Okay.
sure. Because that
So I worked there.
scared the living shit out of me.
I worked there before you did, before all you guys came along. I was there for about 3 years, I think, and then I
Mhm.
left, and then when I came back, all you guys were there. So the first time that I worked there, when we worked weekends, we worked by ourselves. It was no buddy up. It wasn't a 2-man skeleton crew. It was one person, and there were numerous occasions, but there was one specifically where I was working on the weekend, and we had this room that was it was basically pallet racking, short pallet racking. It wasn't super tall. I mean, because this was a small.
Was this when you were by yourself?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So they're
Not the forms room.
no. This was, so we had this room for all you. this room where we kept all of these surgical packs and stuff like that. So
Okay, yeah, I remember that one.
they're big box. We called it the pack room, and there were these big boxes. I mean, they're massive. They're, God, I don't know. I mean,
I would say pretty much the same size as like diameter as this table, but a little taller. Some of them.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They were pretty big.
So, anyways, if you walk down this hallway, and there were really three hallways in this room because of the pallet racking. So you could when you walk through the door, you can either go to the left, the center, or to the right, and every aisle had these packs, these big boxes sitting on this pallet racking, and they were all. I mean, the edge of the pallet racking was sitting like this, and the boxes were right up on the edge, but they never hung over. So everything was secure. Basically, is what I'm getting at. Anyways, at the end of the middle hallway of this room was what we called the dirt room. Is where we just kept a bunch of old crap.
Oh, where the raccoons would always be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean we called it the dirt room because the floor was literally dirt. I mean it was
Yeah.
it was part of the old original hospital from decades ago. Anyways, that part of the hospital, from my understanding, was the original ER, and a lot of
I thought it was the old. I thought that's where they kept the bodies because they remember they had the squares on the wall.
could be.
That's what someone from IT told me that it was. They kept some bodies in that room too.
Could be, could be. It was my understanding that it was the ER, but it could have been like a morgue
It could have
type.
been changed too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, that door was at the end of this hallway. So, um, I had to go into the pack room for something. They had an emergency case. I had to grab some surgical supplies for somebody that called down, and I was walking through that room. I walked in and I went to the right down that hallway, and the pack that I needed just happened to be all the way at the end. So I walked down, I grabbed it, and as I was walking down, I heard something, and I turned around. There's nothing there. I kept walking, and as I kept walking, I kept hearing this. I heard this loud bang, 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 or shit falling. I turned around, and
It's those damn packs.
all of these packs had fallen off. I mean, and I'm talking. These packs were sitting on this pallet
And
rack.
no, and they were heavy too.
They were sitting too deep, and the ones in the back, all of them were down and on the floor. Pallet racking still intact. I mean, I got goosebumps talking about it. But all that pallet racking was intact. Nothing had leaned over. Nothing was. There were no storms. There was nothing below. I mean,
No, if anything, they leaned towards the wall so they wouldn't fall off.
yeah. So nothing. I mean, there was, and those racks were bolted to the floor. I mean, there's no way any of that stuff was going anywhere.
No, hell no.
But all these packs just behind me,
And all the walls were brick. They were all cinder block painted brick.
Yes, yeah, it
so
was
it
all
wasn't
cinder
like it
block.
was drywall or anything. I mean, it
Nope.
was solid walls. You weren't moving those things.
Nope. But and these packs, each one of these packs, they probably weighed what, like 15, 20 pounds, something like that.
I'd say a good 20, 25, yeah.
So, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So, but they just, as I was walking behind me, they just all had mysteriously just fallen off, and were just everywhere on the floor. And I tucked tail and I hauled ass out of there, and I didn't go back. I called Randy on the phone and was like, "Hey man, this happened. I'm not going back in that supply room. It's not happening." And he was like, I explained to him what happened. He goes, "Oh yeah, man." He goes, "Shit like that happens." He goes, "It's been
I had the
known to
same
happen."
thing.
And I was like,
Yeah.
"Man, what the fuck?
Hey, you're
dude?"
leaving me here by
I said,
myself?
you couldn't have told me that before I started working back here by myself on the week." And at the time when I was working there the first time, I was I think I was like 18 or 19 years old. So I was pretty young, I mean, I was still pretty young, and
Yeah.
so I was like, "Man, what the fuck, dude?" I said, first, I was already weirded out at that age, working in the hospital on the weekend by myself, because everything was slow to begin with.
Plus, that was an isolated part of the hospital.
It was away from everything else. It was its own little.
And to get into the hospital was a good, what, I'd say 200 yard, no, not
Nah,
200,
200 yards.
maybe like a 100-yard hallway
It was about 100 yards
just to get to
yeah.
the main part of the hospital, and you were by yourself in that entire section of the
Maybe
hospital.
50 yards. But yeah,
It was long.
It was a long way
long.
to get back to the main hospital. So you're out. We were way away from everything else that was pertaining to the main hospital. But man, it freaked the shit out of me, and I didn't go back in there for a long time. Well,
hmm
lo and behold, I got to work a weekend again, and this was maybe a year later. This was way after that had happened. The same thing. I was walking down the hallway, past the door that leads into that pack room,
Yeah.
And as I was walking by quick, I had to grab something, so I wasn't really paying much attention. But every time I walked by that room, I always look in because of what had happened. So I just glanced over there and then, just kept walking wherever. But I stopped after I'd passed the doorway. I'd stopped and I because I saw something. So I stopped and I turned around and I was like, man, I really don't want to look in there because I'm afraid of what I'm gonna fucking see. And so,
Yeah.
but I was like, whatever, fuck it. I'm just gonna take a look. I mean, what's the worst that could happen, right? So, so I turn around and I look down that hallway, or down the hallway into the pack room, and at that door leading to the dirt room was, it was like a figure. I mean, it wasn't. It's hard to explain, man. It wasn't like a. It's not like a ghost, uh, not like the image of somebody,
Like a shadow?
not even really like a shadow, man. It was like something hazy, like but not a figure. It was real
Was it
fucking
like a
weird.
whitish hazy?
Yeah.
Because I had that same, because I was in that same pack room, and this is when I worked in the mornings by myself. I used to get there.
Yeah.
I used to get there at 4 o'clock in the morning
Yep.
and work till 12:30 because I wanted to get stuff done, get all the isolation cards filled up and all that kind of stuff. So I was in that same pack room, on the aisle when you walk in all the way to the right.
Yep.
And this is the morning I called you, or the later in the day I called you because I went and grabbed one of the packs from the top of the shelf, and I felt this cold punch in my kidney, and it startled me. And I looked back, and like I said, I'm not making this shit up. I'm not crazy. I saw this white. I turn around, I see this white flash go out the doorway and like cut like a hard right.
Yeah.
I dropped that shit, ran out the door, grabbed my cigarettes, called you, and sat outside shaking. And the side of my body was ice cold, and it scared the shit out of me. But then before that too, I would sit at the desk facing the door, and behind us in the back of the storeroom was Randy's office.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'd always see like this something black.
I've seen that a couple
Yeah.
times in that same spot,
Yeah,
right there by
yeah,
his office.
Yeah, darting back and forth,
Yeah.
back and forth. So I told the receiving guy, Raul, I told him, I said, hey, I said, you're going to think I'm nuts. I said, I'm constantly seeing this black thing shooting back and forth from Randy's office down to the hallway. And he goes, you see that shit too? I said, come on, man. He goes, no, I swear. So we walked into Randy's office. We were nervous to talk to him because we thought we were going to get fired for, losing our minds. And Randy goes, no. He goes, everyone says they see that. He goes, but the messed up part is, he goes, my boss had a heart attack in this office and passed away. He goes, that's why I'm the director now. He goes,
Yeah.
that was my director and she died in the office.
Yeah.
And he goes, so I don't think you're nuts.
No, it's
But
crazy.
I got there, I turned every light on, cranked the radio. I mean,
Yeah.
I was what, 23?
Yeah.
I was scared shitless.
No, I mean,
Especially if no one came in for another 3 hours. I was there
Yep.
by myself in the dark getting stuff. And that forms room that's what you said, the dirt room was there. That was the scariest freaking part of the hospital.
everybody that's worked in that department that I've talked to about this have all seen shit like that in that department.
Oh, yeah.
And it's freaky. And I don't tell like my friends, and I mean, I tell a few, like some of my close friends have heard some of these stories, but I don't go around just telling people this kind of shit because it makes you sound like you're fucking nuts, And a lot of people don't believe in that kind of shit, but
Oh, yeah.
when you see, and I used to not believe in that kind of shit either. Like I used to think, oh man,
Well, it's one of those things you don't believe it until you see it.
it's fucking, y'all are stupid. You're like, this is crazy. But when you see it for yourself, it's like, wow, okay, this is
Something was there. What the hell was it?
Yeah, and you don't know what it, like, I mean, maybe it's not a ghost or whatever. I don't know what it is, but I know what I saw, and I don't. It was creepy, man. I mean, I
yeah.
hauled ass out. That's the second time I hauled ass out of that department, and after that second time, I never worked another weekend by myself there.
Oh, yeah. No, I used to go back there and hide behind the boxes. As I knew, like, I'd hear, like, some of the girls saying, we have to go get some packs. So I'd hide behind the boxes.
Scare the shit
As soon
out
as
of
they
them.
run in, I'd fucking scream. They'd be like, God damn it, fucking. They would
Yep.
lose their shit because, I mean, but I'm sure I would probably shit myself
If somebody did it to
if
you,
somebody
it'd
did
be
to me,
like,
I would literally shit myself
Yeah.
again.
Again, yeah.
Not talking about that right now.
No.
But, yeah, but that place definitely scared the living crap out of me, for sure. I mean, it was
I mean,
still a great place to work.
I think it just made it that much more
Interesting.
I mean, it was just such a fun place to work, Like we, God, we did so much.
Especially when you have someone that you can enjoy yourself with and joke around with, and
Oh yeah, man.
not
I
like
mean,
the other douchebag we worked with.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
luckily we didn't work alone with him.
no, it was, man, it was great. I mean, we had a blast, man. We did a bunch of
And for
stupid shit.
some reason they would leave us responsible for $200,000 machines, motorized machines with wheels that we could yank ourselves around with.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Stuck at the linoleum floor.
it was definitely a lot of fun. But hey, but you know what though? My dad was the biomed tech, so if we
Yeah.
broke anything, you know, he was the one
Yeah, he
fixing
could fix it. I don't know about the floor, but yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But no, it was just a lot of fun, man. It was a great experience.
And I remember when I was working there and you walked in. We've talked about this many times. You walked in and I'm like, and you just walked right past us through the front door to the office. I looked at everyone and said, who the fuck is that just walking in this department like he owns the place? And they go, I don't know. And then I went and asked, what was her name, Denise? And she goes, oh, that's Nick. He's going to come work back. I said, who the fuck does he think he is just walking past us? She goes, oh, he worked here before. I said, okay.
Yeah. It was funny because
I was like, I'm not going to like this asshole.
yeah. It was funny, man, because I remember and I remember like it was yesterday, opening the door and all you guys were standing there. I think y'all were
like deer in headlights. Like,
I think y'all were filling your carts or whatever, and I walk in. I didn't recognize, and I was expecting to open the door and see people that I knew because I hadn't been gone that long. I'd only been gone maybe a year or year and a half,
so
2
that's
years.
the thing with
Something
those
like
kind of departments. They have a huge turnover rate.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
constantly go and leave. I mean, I was there for what? We were there for what, 5 years after that?
Yeah, we
Good
were there
4
for
or
a
5
while.
years.
But I opened the door expecting to see people I knew, and I didn't see anybody I knew. So I was like, "Oh, fuck these people!" And I just
And you just walked off.
I
yeah.
just walked right by you because I knew. I mean, I knew where Denise's office was. I knew where everybody else was. I was like,
Yeah.
I'll go see the people I know that are here. You know.
Yeah. When was the last time you've been back there?
I think I went back maybe twice after that because my dad still worked there. So
Oh, so you'd still go see him?
so I'd go up there and have lunch with him every now and then, but not very often.
Yeah, I went back. I think 2 years after Christian was born.
Oh, did you?
And that was 9 years ago.
That was a while back. It's probably been.
But
about
I know
the same amount of
I
time.
know everyone's gone.
Yeah.
Randy got let go.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's gone.
Now I don't think Julie was there when you were there.
No.
She was kind of like she was basically primed to take Randy's spot. She was the head of purchasing. She was next in
That
line.
was that girl that worked there's mom. I knew Julie.
So
I knew her. Yeah. I knew
she
her.
actually I hadn't seen her talk to her in I mean over a decade. I mean it's been forever, and she actually hit me up on LinkedIn. She found me on LinkedIn and sent me a message and everything. So
Wow.
it was kind of cool to hear from her because I hadn't heard from her.
Yeah.
Forever.
Well, they got bought out.
a couple of times I think.
Well, no, that like I know who owns. I'm not gonna like I said, I'm not gonna bring up any names.
Yeah, yeah.
But they got bought out and they've been sold for the past 4 years, and it's the same company that owns them.
Oh wow. That's
So
crazy.
I'm sure they changed a lot of stuff, and like I said, I'm sure no one's there that we still know.
No, probably not. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun.
Yeah, more fucking around than actually working.
Well, we got a lot done, but we definitely fucked around
Oh yeah,
just as much.
half our work.
Yeah,
75% fucking around, 25% work,
but we still got shit done.
20% sleeping.
Yeah, but hey, you got to rest up.
No, yeah, it was a good time. Like I said, back, I mean, when I first started there, I didn't have a. No, I didn't have a kid yet. You had a kid, so it's like
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think my son was born yet. No, he wasn't.
Mm-mm.
Because I remember I was driving to work and I got into a wreck with my Jeep.
Yeah.
And I had to go to the ER and get my back checked out, and
I think
he wasn't born yet.
That was before you were with your wife too. I think you got with your wife while you were working there.
Yeah, I remember my sister called her
Yeah.
and she goes, "Hey," I said, "Tell her I need a back rub." And my sister called her and told her that. Now I've been married to her for it'll be 13 years this November.
It's been a little while.
Hell yeah, it has.
Yeah.
Good 13 years.
Yeah.
Great 13 years. But I miss that Jeep.
I missed that
I
Jeep was
do.
awesome.
I love that Jeep, man.
But you know what I missed though more was your Dodge truck.
That fucking truck. Oh my gosh.
That
I
thing
drove
was-
that thing from New York to here. My wife almost fell out of the door.
I thought you got it while you were here.
No, I did. I bought it when I was here. Remember that little dealership over on 2920
Yeah, yeah.
where they sold like little, it was like maybe 20 cars? I bought it from him.
Yeah.
And I actually bought an old Mazda pickup with no exhaust, no radio, no AC, because I needed a car. It was like
Yeah.
$1,000, so I picked that up from him. Drove that thing around for about a year, not even a year. And I went back and got the Dodge pickup, and then I moved back to New York
Oh,
for
that's right.
for a few months,
Yeah.
and then my wife was my girlfriend at the time, flew to New York. We drove back together, and on the way back, she put her arm on my shoulder. She goes, "I'm going to take a nap." I said, "Oh," and it's like 2 in the morning. I said, "That's cool." I said, "I'm awake. Don't worry about it." Next thing I know, the car's bouncing around, and we were hitting those bumps in the road, and I was this close to smashing the wall, and she's sitting there shaking me to wake me up.
Oh,
And she goes, "I thought you were awake." I said, "I guess I fell asleep." I couldn't fall asleep for another. Like I said, as soon as we get home, we'll go to sleep and get some rest. I couldn't fall asleep. I was so freaking scared.
yeah, I bet.
Scared the shit out of me. But then, about a week later, we were in the parking lot. We just got something to eat or something, and I started the truck and I turned it really hard, and the door opened and she almost fell out.
Oh,
She
shit.
grabbed the seatbelt. I'm like, holy shit! I almost killed her twice in this freaking truck. Then I traded that in for the Jeep. Had that for 3 months, and then
Yeah.
that kid freaking hit me
Yeah.
doing like 70 miles an hour. Fell asleep at the wheel.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Yeah. Asshole.
Karma's a bitch, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Hey, I didn't hit anybody though.
Nope. But
No, that
could've.
truck sucked. It was a good truck though.
No, that was a fun truck, man.
Loud as hell.
Yeah.
I had the old Dukes of Hazzard horn in it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
Pissed a lot of people off with that one.
I think the funny thing for me about that though was the irony that you're from New York and you had a Dixie horn in your fucking
Yeah.
you had a Dixie horn in your
I
fucking
just
truck.
wanted it just because I wanted to piss people off.
I think that's what was really funny for me.
Well, that's the other thing. It's funny. I picked up my wife from her job, and I blew the horn just to make her. But there was all these black females out there, and I was like, "Fuck!" I didn't mean to like offend anybody, but she's like, she said to like
Shaking her
"Shut
hand.
up." I was like, yeah, I felt kind of stupid. I still have that horn in my parents' garage.
That's funny.
It's just not hooked up to anything, obviously, but
That's hilarious.
yeah.
Man. You should put it on your Honda.
No, that's not nowadays. I'll be sued or shot at.
You're more likely to get shot than sued.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, it's probably not a good idea.
I'm not doing it.
Probably not a good idea.
Not at all.
But it would be funny though,
It would-
just to hear it on that Honda.
Oh, it would be funny as hell.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it though.
No, I wouldn't.
No, I almost got shot one time. One of my supervisors at another hospital, he drove a white Impala. So I was on this little side road going back to Walmart, and I saw a white Impala coming. I'm like, oh, that's Jim. I'm gonna screw with him. So I leaned out the window. I said, go fuck yourself. There was like 6 guys in that car. I blew that red light and got the fuck out of there. I was
Bye.
like, what did I just do? And I told him next day, he goes, no, I was out of town. I was like, oh shit. Like, well, I flipped a bunch of guys off in a car.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, that's pretty funny though. Glad you didn't get shot.
No, me too. And that was only that was only a couple years moving here, so I was kind of scared myself on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's probably a good thing.
Welcome to Texas.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's probably a good thing we don't work together anymore because we'd probably be out of jobs.
We'd be out of jobs, or we'd have a pissed off boss. Shit wouldn't be getting done.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Because we can't. As you can tell, we're
Yeah. We just sit around and fuck around
in
all
bullshit
day.
all day, and we won't get a damn thing done.
No.
But no, I do miss that hospital sometimes. But
It was a lot of fun, man. I mean, it was one of those jobs that, I mean, obviously it's a serious job. I mean, you have things that you have to take care of because it is in a hospital, but at the same time, it wasn't that serious because, you know, they all had the stuff that they needed, and you know, if it
well,
was,
that's the thing. We always got our jobs done. We never got written up. It's like we always,
Yeah.
you know, if anything, you know, we got promotions and raises. I mean, they're like, you guys
Yeah.
are doing an incredible job. Seriously?
yeah,
I said, imagine if we gave it 100% instead of 50.
Yeah,
I said,
right.
what else could we do? We could have taken that place over.
but it was one of those jobs that we didn't have to take too seriously, so we were able to have fun and fuck around and do stupid shit, and as long as we weren't hurting anybody and we were getting our job done, it was like, okay, who cares, you know?
If anything, we were just pissing off the freaking ghost or whatever the hell was back there. Because obviously they don't like us too much.
Yeah, no, that shit was pretty creepy, man.
Yeah. No, I hated going in there. I freaking hated it. I'm like, I volunteered for 4 to 12:30, and this is what I get.
I hated going in that dirt room because there were times when, you know, we had stuff in there that, that we had to go get every once in a while because they kept like old records and shit in there,
Oh
and
yeah, it was
every now
most
and
of it. Yeah, it was all boxes of old
yeah,
paper.
and there were times like especially when we were doing like inventory and stuff where they needed to access some of that stuff, and I'd have to go back in that dirt room. That was even more creepy,
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've never seen anything inside that room. Like I've never had any
It
weird
was
shit
just
happen
creepy looking.
inside of that room,
It was
but
just
it was just a really creepy looking room because it was super cramped and small. Imagine like a
and didn't it have like tin walls? Like wasn't it very? It was like a flimsy ass.
yeah, because
It was like an add-on to the
it was an add-on and it was built and rebuilt and
just meant for storage.
it would yeah. So it was imagine a fucking 30 or 40 yard hallway with basically no lights because I think there was like one light
A
in
light bulb.
like literally like a light bulb like in the middle, which didn't light up the whole thing. It was super cramped and the floor was dirt, literally dirt. So it was just real creepy and everything was just kind of thrown all over. It looked like an old abandoned like hospital hallway.
Well, and there were abandoned, not abandoned, but there was. Remember, like on the tower, there was a couple floors that weren't used.
Yeah, they were still in
And
construction.
and that was another creepy area too. I'd go up there because
Yeah.
they used some of those rooms for storage, and I'm like I said, I'm not trying to make shit up, but I swear I heard people talking. I'd hear my name being spoken like whispered. But remember that
That's weird.
remember that one time, me and you were sitting there and we were trying to be really quiet, and we heard female voices over in the back office, and we're like, you fucking hear that? And we were scared out of our minds. We walked over there. We were listening at the door. You remember this day? I remember it. Me and you were.
I remember I'm getting bits and pieces,
Yeah,
but I
me
don't
and-
remember everything.
Yeah, me and you were listening at the door, and we're like, dude, there's something's fucking in there. And me and you were like, we were so scared to open the door. And we opened the door. It was two housekeepers sitting in there just bullshitting.
That's right.
And we told them, we said, you don't understand how. We were like, you scared the shit out of us.
That
And
was
they were
on a
like,
weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they didn't realize. They were like, oh, we didn't know you guys were here. I said, we're hearing shit down here all the time. Then we hear two little voices like whispering behind this
right.
door, and we were like,
Yeah, because
what the hell?
we kept walking by we were
Yeah, we kept hearing it, and we were like, okay,
we were filling orders or something, and we kept
Yeah.
walking by that door, and every time we walked by that door, we could hear shit. That's what it was.
yeah, and then finally we got the courage to open up the door.
Yeah, we finally
and it's
opened
two
it up.
housekeepers
Yeah,
sitting there talking.
I remember that. Yeah. And
Made me feel stupid.
that place was, oh god, that place was just
But at 5 o'clock in the morning when no one's there, housekeeping wasn't cleaning, and I'm hearing shit. That's
yeah, that's a whole nother story.
something was going on there for sure.
No, yeah. No, that was man. I miss that job, man. I mean, I really do. I mean, I don't. I miss the job, but I think what I really miss more than anything is I didn't really have. I mean, I had a kid at the time, so I did have responsibility, but my responsibilities were a lot less
Oh yeah,
at that time. I mean,
yeah.
I was
We
young.
both have kids now. It's that
So-
was I mean I'll be 36 in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like we were what in our 20s.
Yeah, it was just it was just a better time. But I think that's with everybody. Everybody reminisces about shit in the past, and I think what most people probably don't realize it, but I think what most people really miss and remember and reminisce about is the fact that they didn't have as many responsibilities. So yeah, of course, life seems better because essentially
yeah.
it is.
Like I said,
mean,
well, yeah. I mean, but at the same time, it's like now that I got my kids, it's hard to remember, or it's hard to look back and be like, I can't imagine not having my kids.
yeah,
now.
yeah. No, I know what you mean.
It's just weird. It's like I don't remember what it was like to not have kids.
Yeah,
Because they put that much stress and you're that tired, you can't remember what it's like to not have them. But at the same
Oh,
time,
yeah.
it's like I would not ever.
yeah. You wouldn't
I
change
wouldn't
anything.
want to. Yeah.
No. But no, it's definitely. I mean, we just had a blast, man. We always have a blast
Oh hell yeah.
every time we do stupid shit.
Yeah, which is most of the time.
Yep.
Well, that was basically our little bit of our history together.
Yeah, I mean,
Or bullshit.
mo-
This was just a bullshit conversation episode. I mean,
I'm sure none of y'all have any idea what we're
No.
talking about, but I
maybe
don't
the
know.
ghost thing if you've ever experienced that.
Yeah, man. Hey, if you've ever had any kind of experience like that, let us know. I'm extremely interested in that kind of stuff. So I'm always up for a good ghost story, if it's true. I mean, if it's something that actually happened to you, let us know. I'd love to hear it, man. I love that kind of stuff. I mean, I find it interesting. Um, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
It's intriguing.
I'm not like some ghost fanatic. I just find it interesting.
I find it interesting, and at the same time, if I watch these videos, I can't fucking sleep at night because I'm sitting there looking around my room, scared out of my mind. So I sit there, why do I do this to myself? But at the same time, it's so intriguing because, but at the same time, you're looking at these videos like, okay, because you want to find the fakery in it. Then you're like,
Yeah.
well, that one's not. That looks so fucking real.
Well,
Like,
actually,
why would someone make that up?
we're almost out of time, but real quick, I had a when I was coaching my son's football team, or helping coach my son's football team. One of the parents on the team, him and his wife, they were ghost hunters, and they were actually on that show. I think it was called Ghost Hunters or
On
whatever.
Sci-Fi, right?
No, I don't know. I don't think it was on Sci-Fi. I think it was on one of the main channels or something.
Oh, okay.
I think I can't remember. It's been a while. I mean, this is like almost 10 years ago or maybe longer. But it was really cool because they were like, I mean, they went out and they had all this equipment and everything, and they did the whole thing. I mean, they were really big into all that kind of stuff, and they actually they invited me to go with them on one of their I was never able to go because a lot of the stuff that they did was out of town.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was working all the time, and I just didn't have a chance to go. But I always thought that'd be really cool.
I don't have the balls to sit in a dark house at night asking for shit to talk to me.
I would. I mean, I probably wouldn't do it by myself. I mean, and
No,
I'm not afraid to admit that.
I'd have to sit in a corner with a flashlight. It's something. No, there's no way.
I mean, I'm not afraid to admit that I would be scared shitless if I was there by myself. But if I'm there with
A group of people,
with
maybe,
other
yeah.
people, and we're all there, doing the same thing,
Yeah.
I'd be perfectly fine with that. I mean, I think that'd be cool as shit to go.
Yeah, with
to
the
go
group,
do
with
one
the
of those
group for
things.
sure, but not by myself.
But yeah, I mean, let us know. Let us know your, tell us your stories if you got any. Like all of our shit. Like the video.
Tired of saying it.
I know.
But yeah, definitely.
But,
if you enjoy it, keep watching, subscribe, leave us a like, and like I said, we're more interested in the comments too.
Yep.
We want to see what you guys have to say.